Step out from that pole.
Brand has a round head, a good bone, right?
Okay. Call on Councilman Connell, lead us in prayer.
Please stand. First, I'd like to ask for a moment of silence for George Ash Sr. We are wearing black ribbons in honor of George Ash. George was a decorated United States Army veteran who served in Vietnam. He served on the Weirton City Council for 30 years plus. He was a founding member of the Brooke Hancock Veteran Memorial Park. He was also president of the Hancock County Shelter Workshop. Dear Heavenly Father, we come before you with heavy hearts. Father, we have lost a fine man, a good soldier. He spent his life as a public servant of this city. He will be truly missed. He is with you now, Father. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, call the meeting of, regular meeting Tuesday, June 9th, 2026 to order. You all know we had a power outage yesterday that we had to postpone last night's meeting to today, so I'll ask for a roll call vote, please.
Mayor Harris,
Present.
Councilman Connell,
Here?
Councilman Cunningham is absent, Councilman Peter,
Here.
Councilman Stead,
Here.
Councilwoman Holloway, here, Councilman Rockio,
Here.
Councilman Donda.
I have no proclamations tonight. We're gonna present one this evening, but, because of the postponement from last night's meeting, Mr. Blank couldn't be here, so he'll be recognized at the July council meeting. Move on to citizens' comments.
Okay, we've had several people sign up to speak. As I call your name, please come up to the podium and clearly state your name to address the mayor and council. And you will be having 3 minutes to talk, and you'll be timed with the timer right there, so you can keep an eye on it. Brian Barrett.
Brian Barrett. Hello,
Yep, got you, Brian.
Mayor, members of council. Thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. I want to address the potential upcoming appointment to the Weirton Water Board, and I want to start by being entirely transparent with my thoughts. Earlier yesterday, I had a brief conversation with the appointee's daughter. Through that conversation, she made it clear that this is a man who seems to deeply love Weirton. Someone who grew up here, chose to stay and raise his family, and has been active in the community through education, parks and rec, coaching, and community improvement. By all accounts, his intentions seem to be rooted in a genuine passion for making our city better and making a real positive difference. You may know this, but how are the rest of us supposed to know this? Are we supposed to just willingly trust that everything will be okay because we are told it will be, and that this is the best choice? My comments tonight are absolutely not a reflection on his character, his dedication, or his love for this city. The issue at hand is not who is being considered. The issue is how this process is being handled. When major appointments to critical infrastructure boards are made without public being included in the process from the beginning, it completely clouds the position of controversy before the person even officially takes on the commitment. It is unfair to the community, and frankly, it is incredibly unfair to the potential appointee. It places a good citizen with the best intentions into a highly defensive position right out of the gate, forcing them to inherit a cloud of public skepticism they did nothing to earn. Furthermore, it is incredibly frustrating how other qualified options for appointees are continuously overlooked, even though quite a few members of the public have actively reached out and asked for those options to be considered. Sometimes this can feel insulting. I know some might argue that this is simply how these types of appointments have always been handled in the past. Placing this issue on a public online agenda a few days before the vote demonstrates some transparency. However, just because this is how things have always been done doesn't make it the best approach, and there is certainly room for improvement. We are constantly changing and growing as a community, and with that growth, public expectations change as well. We all understand the severe frustration surrounding Weirton's water utilities in recent years. Our residents are anxious for real positive change and need to vent that frustration. While I have been asked by his daughter to preach patience and allow the board time to make necessary moves, which is a fair request, patience requires trust, and trust cannot exist without more transparency. If the public is left in the dark about who is being considered and how leadership decisions are being made, public pushback is a natural result. I ask this council to halt the process and open up more on how these appointments are handled moving forward. Thank you.
Thanks, Brian. Thanks,
Karen Harris.
Good evening. Glad to be here. I love Weirton. Grew up here all my life. My great-grandfather, my dad all worked in the mill. And what the gentleman that left to say, I didn't know he was saying tonight. Is this mic on? Can you hear me? All right, start my minutes over. Mic's not on. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Now, start the timer. There we go. All right. Yes, good evening. Glad to be here. I love Weirton. Like I said, my grandfather, my father, all of us. It's a nice town to grow up in. I've been from California, lived there, all over the United States, but this is still a place to raise family. And this gentleman, and just what he said, I was concerned too about getting people of color appointed on some of your boards and some of the different things around the community. Even at our city council, you see none like me. But you gotta win that race. But if there's other appointed positions, I'm always interested. Next, ISIS. I heard ISIS was here. And we're concerned because there's a lot of new people who are coming in the area and we don't know them. I see them all over the place, Walmart, everywhere. But I notice a lot of the different ethnic people that are here, it's calmed down a lot. But I think the city or the people should let us know if ISIS. I think they should let us know if ISIS is here because we're concerned about our community. And another one is the water. I have pictures are horrific. I come in peace, but it just gets me riled up because I came down here years before, and I don't even want to show these pictures. They're horrific. That's my toilet. Toilet. Up close and personal. Toilet. My ice maker. Same thing. This is horrific. And I wipe my ice maker. You know, I did this intentionally. I said, I'm gonna wait about 3 weeks. That's brown water. Ice maker, ice maker, ice maker. That's terrible, horrific. That's our water. My eye. I got sleep apnea severe. And sometimes I get up at night and I throw water on my face. And I forget. We shouldn't have to buy all this water. And this week I did it. My eye is infected. I got a picture on my phone. I won't show that. It's pussy and everything. Because I forgot and threw the water 2 o'clock in the morning on my face. We need to know what's going on with the water for sure. Somebody told me there's a class action lawsuit out there or something. It ain't about the lawsuit, it's about the fix. You gotta fix it. Is it, and I wanna know, if that's doing that to my eye, that's doing that to my toilet, if that's doing that to my refrigerator, what is it doing to my skin? I'm itchy, I'm burning. I'm on Marlin Heights 35 years. I'm not a renter, I'm a homeowner. First, I love it, I'm proud, first black homeowner up there. For 35 years. And I thank God that I survived because I worked in the mill, because if it wasn't for me having 5 jobs to telemarketing, all that, I'd have lost my home. But I'm a worker. I put 50 years in the workforce, and I'm retired now. And I just want to make sure that I covered everything, a lot of new, but the people, the ISIS, the point positions, the spigots, yeah, my spigots, I shouldn't have to replace faucets every 3 or 4 years or 2 years, because they're corroding and stuff. Thank you very much.
Karen Menser.
Hi. Karen Menser, I've been here before, as you all know. First I'm gonna start off with the water. There was an issue, don't know what it was. The employee didn't tell us. There wasn't an alert. These are our filters. I used to get 3 months out of a filter. It's dated and it's time. When I brought those last year, I was told the filters are doing what they're supposed to do. My question is, does the city not have a filter system that they do what's supposed to be done before it gets to me? And what happens to, as we all know, number 2 city to retire in, people that can't afford a whole house filtration system, can't afford the upkeep on it, and can't afford putting the salt bags in the water to be able to have clean water. I get no answers. Now I'll file a FOIA with the water department to find out exactly what happened on that day. That's the least of my concern though, because I don't understand why last year when there was a vacancy on the water board, letters of intent were accepted. This year, it didn't happen a month or a month and a half ago. Individual decided not to accept the position. That was his choice. Now we have another candidate. I know him from his daughter having preschool with my son. That's what I know about him. This water needs to be fixed. The $190 million question, are these replacement lines gonna give us quality water? There is somebody who has talked to you until he is blue in the face at these council meetings. He's got a passion for Weirton. He's got a passion for the water. His whole life has been water. And yet he's not even asked to meet all of you. I think that is a true slap in the face, not just to him, but to all of us. And I also understand that there was citizens that reached out via email wanting to know if he could be appointed. And from what I see on the agenda, it's not going to be him. I think we need to put our personal choices aside. Do what's best and what's right for every resident in this community, not just for the water board. I've been to those meetings. It's a boys' club. And if any of you don't understand what I'm talking about, you need to attend.
James Keller.
How you guys doing? I'm James Keller, Slowly Lane's my address. I've seen some of you before, some of you I meet for the first time. I've stood here, I've lost count. 16 years ago I stood here for the first time and I brought up the overdose situations in this town. And I got solutions, we all did at one point, and then it started to become all about grant money, donations, where you can put the donations, where you can raise the donations, who gets the donations. And meanwhile, while we're putting the money over the soul, our mothers, our fathers, our sons and our daughters are dying at a record number. 2 weeks ago, 3 years ago, I think I stood right here after my father passed and I said, I'm coming back. And then it took a little longer than I thought. You know what I mean? When you lose somebody like that, it took me a minute. A couple weeks ago, I read a on a news feed from Jefferson County and Hancock County about the overdoses with fentanyl in it with cocaine. They don't say nothing about the aspirin, about the marijuana, about anything that they're lacing this stuff with, and our kids are getting a hold of it. I was getting ready to go on the biggest trip of my life to play the biggest stage in the world in LA. And I got over 500 messages asking me what I was going to do. I'm a musician. I'm not a politician. And I'm not going to put the weight on you. Because you know what, man? We're all in this community together. Each person that sits in that seat has a little bit of blame. The person standing right here talking to you has a little bit of blame too. See, I can put on concerts, don't blue in the face. We can go on walks. We can do this. We can hold hands and sing Kumbaya. Well, what are we doing? I stood right here and I took on the zoning board committee a few years ago, city council, and God rest George Ash. He helped me win. Vince was there. And we got that crisis center open. After my father died, I went into that crisis center just to see what it was all about. And I would watch somebody talk about how they can get the drugs cheaper and they were just going to show them the way, this, that, and the other, and they use this thing as a way to stay out of jail. Then just to go into a meeting and cry, talking about I can't get off of these drugs. They didn't want to. We are fighting a war. Let me just be very clear. If I go a little over, I'm so sorry. But we are fighting a war. I'm not talking about the war in Iran. I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat. Lord knows I have fun with Vince with that one. We are fighting a spiritual war. And the devil, he's playing. And he's using the city of Weirton to play. He's using Hancock County, Burke County, Jefferson County, all across the way. So I'm here to talk to you about the fact that we can't always put the weight of the world on our politicians. And this goes to everybody listening, I'm so sorry. But this is important. We can't go and say, it's up to our police department. Don't you think they have enough on their plate? They put bulletproof vests on before they leave their house, kiss their families, they leave, go to work, we don't even know if they're going to make it home. It's us. It's you. It's me. It's all them. So, I'll close out with this very quickly. I'm so sorry I went over. I have a habit of doing that. I'm so sorry. But I'm starting a campaign. I've already started. And it's time that I utilize the gifts that God gave me. Musicians have the ear of the people. When you get sad, you turn on a song. When you're happy and want to celebrate, you turn on a song. These people are coming to my shows. They're standing in front of me. That's my congregation. I'm not tied into a church. I got blackballed a few years ago underneath the two mayors back because of the fact that I wasn't aligned with a church. I went down to Charleston and senators asked me, what church you aligned with? So I did the next best thing and I became an ordained minister and now I'm in the Church of Keller. God has me. God has you. I am begging you all. I'm going to meet with you soon. We talked, right? I want everybody there if we can. Where I'm not timed, where you can get a game plan.
Yes.
The campaign that I'm going to raise, I'm calling out, where's your cameras at? I'm calling out to every musician in the Ohio Valley. We are going to take back our streets. We are going to take back our schools, and we're going to take back our future. This ain't about Democrat, Republican, Independent. It's not about your political views. We're in a spiritual war. There's only two sides. And I'm so sorry to do this here. But every single person to the sound of my voice better pick a side, because there's no sidelines here. You either pick the good side or the evil side, either way. Because I'm not stopping this time. I don't care who says I'm not worthy. I got long hair, tattoos. Sometimes I cuss like a trucker. Sometimes I talk way too much and too long.
All right.
But here's the thing. I've been carrying the weight of this city on my back for the people that think that they're forgotten for far too long. And I'm not doing it alone anymore. I'm just letting you all know. I look forward to meeting you. God bless you all. Thank you so much for your time.
Chris Gruda?
everybody, I'm Chris Cruda, Marlin Heights. I've been coming here for about 18 months or so, I guess. Here in the water board's office, I can't take time off of work when I have to. I want to fix the water. You can pretend it's okay, but now we're looking at a $200 million line replacement program that we're not going to get grants for. Some people think that we're being targeted by the PSC, we're not. We lied, we told them it was 15% of our lines, they risked consent order, and now magically it's 66.9% of our lines. We weren't honest, again and again and again. That's why the consent order came. There are other towns in West Virginia as bad or maybe even worse than us. But we were targeted because when they came, because someone called and said there was a problem, we weren't honest. I want to fix it. I don't want to fight. I want to fix it. I want somebody that's on there, that's familiar with the laws, that can tell when they're telling the truth and when they're not, and can actually make decisions outside of hiring the same engineering firm over and over. I don't want to fight. I want to fix it, please. Seriously. I don't care if people say I got fired, because I didn't. I quit to Travis Blosser, the city manager, because we turned them into the state. The state didn't do anything because it was right in the footsteps of Flint, Michigan. It would have made our town look terrible in West Virginia. The bottom line is, I don't want to fight with them. I don't want to fight with you. I want the people of this town to have reliable, compliant drinking water. I don't want to fight. I just want to fix it. I know how to fix it. I'm not an idiot. I've been doing this for 20 years. I do it professionally now. For some of you that know me enough, you know that I kept them from bringing West Virginia American in here. And you know my company wanted to come too, and I kept them out. I want Weirton to be cheap, affordable, safe, and reliant. It's not hard. We can do it. But the way it is now, with a $200 million price tag under Thrasher Engineering yet again, come on. We can't afford it. You know we can't. And they're not going to give us that money. So, I don't want to fight anymore. I just want to fix it. And I know a lot of people don't like me. And I've said some stuff that's not nice, Dean. I made some cartoons about you that weren't nice. I know I did. I'm sorry. I'm frustrated because I've been fighting this for so long and I feel ignored. And a lot of people, look, over 60-something, maybe 80, but we're not sure, emails were sent to you guys. The first 20 went into your inboxes. The second 25 went into your junk mail randomly somehow. And after that, you didn't receive them anymore. Seems pretty fishy. But if you guys look in your junk mail, you'll know you have at least 40-something emails saying, we want Chris on the water board. Did any of your other candidates get 40 people come saying, please put him on the water board? There's a reason. It's because this town knows I care. They know I'm going to be honest. And they know I'm going to do everything I can to do what's right. And when I don't know what's right, I'm not afraid to stop and raise my hand and say I need help. But that's not the situation we're in now. Everyone feels lied to. We bought Mueller water meters. Most of the water meters in this town have been switched to Mueller. And for those of you familiar with Timu or Big Lots, they're like the Timu or Big Lots water meter. There are tons of lawsuits they've lost within the last 9 years where entire cities' readings were wrong. Have you guys heard about the running toilets that got fixed after a month and all that? There's a lot to it. Your dirty lines are most likely caused by iron because we treat the pH too low, so that the actual product we use to coat the inside lines isn't working correctly. You need 7.3 pH for that.
Chris?
Roger that.
That's everybody that signed up to speak.
Okay, council, I entertain a motion for approval of the May 11th, 2026 regular council meeting.
So moved.
Motion made by Councilman McConnell. Any question on the motion? Being none, all those in favor signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, so passed. Finance Committee report.
Yes, the Finance Committee met on Friday, June the 5th, 2026 at 10 a.m. in council chambers. We reviewed the minutes from the May 8th, 2026 Finance Committee meeting and moved on. They were approved. We had 6 different resolutions brought before the Finance Committee dealing with the block grant, community block grant, to authorizing the 2025-26 fiscal year general fund budget revision. All 6 were approved to move on to council. And we asked to have the finance report to us, presented by the finance chairman.
Diana?
Okay, there are going to be invoices. In the packet, there is a general fund revision, number 10. That's accounting for one of the other resolutions in there, the transfer of rainy day funds, covering the monies that we paid out for the park board this year and for the additional paving that we're doing this year. And I'm sure Alan will elaborate on that for you guys. We have beginning cash fund, cash balance in our general fund of $2,641,000. Deposits totaled $1,538,000. We made a transfer to transit for FTA money that came in the amount of $160,000. The interest on the account was $3,430. Disbursements totaled $1,997,000, leaving an ending general fund cash balance of $2,024,000.
Okay, entertain a motion for approval of the finance committee report, finance report.
So moved.
Motion made by Councilman Stead, any question on the motion? Being none, all in favor, signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, so passed. On to unfinished business.
Number one is the second reading of ordinance number 2277 to amend traffic control map, ordinance number 214 to establish a dedicated residential disability parking space at 152 South 12th Street.
Entertain a motion for approval. Motion made by Councilman Rockhill, any questions on the motion? Being none, all in favor, signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, so passed.
Number two is the second reading of ordinance number 2278 to amend the traffic control map, ordinance number 214 to establish a stop sign on Beaumont Drive, the west side, at the intersection with Brightway Street.
Entertain a motion for approval. Motion made by Councilwoman Holloway, any questions on the motion? Being none, all in favor, signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, so passed.
Number three is the second reading of ordinance number 2279, authorizing the dedication and conveyance of a newly constructed private road by Form Energy to the city of Weirton for acceptance into the municipal street system.
Entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Motion made by Councilman Stead, any questions on the motion? Being none, all in favor, signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, so passed. On to new business.
Number one is a resolution for the Community Development Block Grant, CDBG.
Entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Motion made by Councilman Connell, any questions on the motion? Being none, all in favor, signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, so passed.
Number two is a resolution authorizing participation in the Northern Panhandle Home Consortium for the period of July 1, 2026 to June 30th, 2027.
Entertain a motion for approval. Motion made by Councilman Rockhill, any questions on the motion? Being none, all in favor, signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, so passed.
Number three is a resolution entering a contract for workers' compensation insurance coverage for the city of Weirton.
Entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Motion made by Councilman Connell, any questions on the motion? Being none, all in favor, signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, so passed.
Number four, a resolution to authorize the city manager to enter into contract with Covan Technologies, Inc. to renew the yearly software licensing of in-car cameras and body-worn cameras for the city of Weirton Police Department.
Entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Motion made by
You're right, sir.
Councilman Johnson. Any questions on the motion? Being none, all in favor, signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, so passed.
Number five is an ordinance to amend Article 972.05, mandatory recycling in the codified ordinances of the city of Weirton.
Entertain a motion for approval. Motion made by Councilman Rockhill, any questions on the motion? Being none, all in favor, signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, so passed.
Number six, an ordinance to amend the traffic control map, ordinance number 214, to establish no parking on the south side of Gullet Lane for a distance of 230 feet beginning at Freedom Way.
Entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Motion made by Councilman Stead, any questions on the motion? Being none, all in favor, signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, so passed.
Number seven is an ordinance amending Article 351.11, fixed fines for certain parking violations of codified ordinances of the city of Weirton, to number one, establish a fixed fine for unauthorized use of Purple Heart designated parking spaces. Number two, update the fixed fine schedule for certain parking violations. And number three, amend references to handicap parking within the code to accessible parking.
Entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Motion made by Councilman Connell, any questions on the motion? Being none, all in favor, signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, so passed.
Number eight, a resolution authorizing the city manager to transfer funds from the Financial Stabilization Stabilization Consolidated Investment Account to the general fund.
Get a motion for approval?
Question on a motion. A while back, we tried to take some money out of the rainy day fund to open up the fire department and hire a new fireman. And we were told that we had to come up with a solution on where we were going to get the money to reestablish the money that we took out of there. You're asking for $1.5 million, but it doesn't tell me where you plan on getting the money to pay the money back. We had to come up with a solution before we could even think of getting it. So that's what I'm asking.
No, I'm not, I can't.
Okay.
The only reason we're taking that out now is because we're doing back-to-back paving.
Okay.
Normally, I would get a paving bill like in June, that would be due in July when we start having a really good revenue flow. But I'm gonna have 3 million back-to-back. So I'm gonna have to pay this, and then as the money start coming in like July, and in October, we'll replace it.
So the money's already been budgeted for?
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise,
And it'll go back in.
yeah.
It's just, I can't come up with that much that quick.
Okay, gotcha.
So if we don't approve it, where would you get the money?
We wouldn't.
Well, I mean,
We'd probably get two.
Probably lose a lawsuit, no.
don't you think you would ask first before you know what I mean? Right.
Well, we were actually waiting to see how well we did with sales tax and B&O, and they came in a lot lower than we anticipated.
Okay, Council, let me get a motion for approval of the resolution, and we can go into the questions.
So,
Motion made by Councilman Stitt. Now, any questions on the motion? Councilman Vaughn?
You satisfied? Did you get your answer? I'm satisfied.
Okay.
Guys, this is a historic paving initiative. This is the biggest one we ever.
I understand.
And they just came together, and Alan can explain the timing better than I can. But these things hit at the same time almost. So basically what happens is that we have two paving initiatives going on back to back as opposed to months apart. And usually whenever you have months apart or a year apart, you have time to get your revenue together and pay one bill and pay
By
the other.
putting it under one contract, we
Save
have a
money.
better rate, which, like, putting it all under one contract and getting a better rate, she probably would have had another 5 or 6 months to prepare for the second payment, so, partially my fault by, doing it all together, but we were looking to get a better rate, and we were looking to get caught up because we've been behind for like 5 years on the paving. So this catches us up, and this will have us starting each paving season at the beginning of the fiscal year.
And one thing I think.
It allows us to evaluate the roads better after winter. So normally we would evaluate them beforehand, and then, we do set up paving, then you go through winter, the streets are already chosen, and then you find out several roads got destroyed over the winter. So it just gives us a better option, it puts us in a better place.
It's a cheaper price, believe it or
Yes.
not, because you mobilized all the equipment at once.
If we would've gave her the five months that I'm talking about, what would've happened is we would've had a spring and a fall paving season, which would've meant they had to bring all their equipment and everything here in the spring,
Yes.
take it all back, and then bring it back again in the second part of the season. Under one contract, it allowed them to come in and do all of the work. All of the work's complete, minus some painting and some tar sealing and a little bit of in-house paving. But Kelly Paving's down the road, they're gone. So they're done with the work, and the work that was supposed to start in another month is already done.
And by all accounts, people are pretty happy with the work.
Yeah, there's a lot of happy people, a lot of roads are paved.
Yeah, instead of having to go through 2 rounds, having people park off street and go through all that, this is basically the mobilization part of many of these big projects costs some bucks. And I think, what we talked about earlier, about 300,000 off the top,
Well,
just because we didn't have to come back.
And also, they did double the amount of roads in almost the same amount of time that they normally would do half of the roads, so it was good for both of us, honestly.
Okay, have a motion, any further questions? Being none, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried.
And number 9 will be a roll call vote, a resolution to authorize revisions to the 2025-2026 fiscal year general fund budget.
Okay, for approval? Motion made by Councilman Johnsack, for a roll call vote, yes is in favor, no is opposed.
Councilman Donzak.
Yes.
Councilman Connell.
Yes.
Councilman Cunningham.
Yes.
Councilman Peter.
Yes.
Councilman Stead.
Yes.
Councilwoman Holloway.
Yes.
Councilman Ronquillo.
Yes.
Records reflect the resolution is approved by 7-0 vote. Okay, next.
Number 10 is a resolution establishing a Weirton Youth Council for the city of Weirton.
Okay, I entertain a motion for approval. Motion made by Councilwoman Holloway, any questions on the motion?
I just have one I asked you too, so we're giving the funding for, right, for the kids?
Okay. All right, no further questions? I got the motion, no further questions, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, so passed.
Number 11 is a resolution to enter a contract for the purchase of 8 sets of protective firefighting coats and pants for structural firefighting.
Entertain a motion for approval. Motion made by Councilman Cunningham, any questions on the motion? Being none, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, so passed.
Number 12 is a resolution reappointing Ms. Hal Wilson to the Human Rights Commission for the city of Weirton.
Entertain a motion for approval.
So the-
Motion made by Councilman Stead, any questions on the motion? Being none, all those in favor, signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, so passed.
Number 13 is a resolution appointing Mr. Mark Howman to the Mary H. Weir Public Library Board.
I entertain a motion for approval. Motion made by Councilman Johnsack, any questions on the motion? Being none, all those in favor, signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, so passed.
Number 14, a resolution reappointing Mr. Nathan Mazer to the Mary H. Weir Public Library Board.
I entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Motion made by Councilman Peter, any questions on the motion? Being none, all those in favor, signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, so passed.
Number 15, a resolution appointing Mr. Bob Kalenko to the Weirton Area Water Board.
Mr. Mayor, before,
Let me get the motion first,
Okay.
Councilman. All right, I'll entertain a motion for approval.
So moved, so we get a discussion.
Yes. Motion made by Councilman Stead. Questions on the motion? Councilman Hall.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a statement. Mr. Mayor, City Administration, my fellow council people, citizens of Weirton. I have been hearing many remarks for weeks about our water department as well as our water board. The latest remarks on social media were again very cruel, calling the water board members non-educated people or just turning their backs on the problem. And when the mayor nominates someone else to the board, the social media mob, as I'll call them, attack that person and go as far as to create false accusations about someone they don't know, even thought he was more than qualified for the position on the water board. But because of the cruelty, falsehoods, and disgusting rhetoric on Facebook, this man chose not to expose himself or his family to this behavior. Now again, we have the same social media mob demanding that the mayor place their choice on the water board because he worked for the previous water board as an employee. And from my understanding, he is employed by a water company, which goes around the country forming partnerships with municipalities, creating new management. This sure sounds familiar because I worked at Weirton Steel and retired from Weirton Steel. And they brought in new management. We know what happened to Weirton Steel after that was brought in. Mr. Mayor, this issue has been pushed down the road long enough. I'm recommending that we nominate Mr. Robert Kalenko and take a vote and move on. The Weirton Water Department and the Water Board is made up of the citizens of this wonderful city who are hardworking and honest and will always represent who we are. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman.
I like the paper. I don't believe that anybody online had any sort of intention of making anybody look bad. I think that they simply just wanted to express their concern and their feelings. I think that's important that we listen to it from all platforms, whereas social media might come off like keyboard warriors or whatever you might want to call them. but it's how a whole generation speaks to one another, a newer generation here. One that I think that we're gonna have to adapt to and listen to. I think that Mr. Kalenko is a wonderful man and he loves Weirton. And I think that Chris Gruda and everybody that voiced their concern online also loves Weirton. I hope that we can move past a lot of this, because people do not feel hurt at all. Thank you, Mayor.
Any other comments? Okay, we got the motion. I'll ask for roll call vote. Yes is in favor of the appointment, no is opposed.
Councilman Stead,
Yes.
Councilwoman Holloway,
No.
Councilman Bronchio,
Yes.
Councilman John Zach,
Yes.
Councilman Connell,
Yes.
Councilman Cunningham,
Yes.
Councilman Keeter,
Yes.
Okay, let the records reflect the appointment is approved by a 6-1 vote.
Number 16, a resolution appointing Mr. Rick Stead to the Municipal Service Fee Appeals Board for the City of Weirton.
So moved.
Motion made by Councilman McConnell, questions on the motion? Being none, all those in favor, signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So passed.
Number 17, a resolution reappointing Mr. William Currington to the Weirton Board of Parks and Recreation.
Entertain a motion for approval. Motion made by Councilman Rockio, any questions on the motion? Being none, all those in favor, signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So passed. Okay, we'll move on to department reports. City Attorney, Mr. Ferrera.
Thank you, Your Honor. Basically, I'm not sure who all is aware of it or not, but years ago, this court, I call it courtroom because this is where I practice law, but it was filled with citizens demanding that the city of Weirton do something about the oil and gas industry. They were gonna come in here, and they were gonna pad the pockets of the council people, and the council people were gonna roll over and let the oil and gas industry control everybody. It's what people say. Well, for 5 years, we've been fighting the oil and gas industry, and slowly but surely, people stopped showing up, stopped really worrying about it, stopped caring whether or not the traffic's gonna be bad near Walmart. I haven't heard anyone call me. I used to get 10 phone calls a week on people from oil and gas, wondering why council wasn't doing anything about it. Well, we won a major victory in the West Virginia Supreme Court. Very little publicity about it. When I say major victory, every single city attorney is asking how we did it. And they want to know how we were able to stop the oil and gas industry from building 13 pads next to Walmart. And the West Virginia Supreme Court agreed with us. Now, we fought that case in the zoning board. We had 2 4-hour hearings in front of the zoning board. We won there. We argued the case in front of the circuit court. Judge Cuomo gave an amazing order agreeing with the city of Weirton. They appealed that to the Court of Appeals. The Court of Appeals overturned us and said basically that the oil and gas industry, in my words, can do what they want to do to municipalities. So we took that to the West Virginia Supreme Court, and the West Virginia Supreme Court agreed with us and has put a major hold on the oil and gas industry, putting anything over there near Walmart. So nobody on council from that time got their pockets padded. No mayor received any back funding. Nobody,
Fix was it.
yeah, and I got those phone calls. Hey, Vinny, how much money you making off this? Well, Mike didn't make any money as the city manager for Weirton, working on the legal brief. I didn't make any additional money as the city of Weirton attorney, arguing a legal brief. The oil and gas industry paid their lawyers probably $300,000-400,000 to argue this case, and we won. So they're going to have to do some major rethinking before they can re-argue the case, put an oil and gas pad near Walmart. I just wanted everyone to know that.
Well, Vince, and this is before my time, Council McConnell,
Right.
Council Johnson.
And they got the comments
Yep.
about their pockets were getting padded.
Yeah,
and their-
that was,
So if you
yeah,
guys
that
want
was
to
funny.
give us some of that money.
That's hilarious.
No, I just wanna tell you, because, it was before my time, I mean, I'd read about it, but I wasn't intimately involved in it, but I appreciate the effort, and, I'm sure when we visit West Virginia Municipal, we're probably going to be asked, because cities around this state have been pushed around constantly, and, it makes me proud, the fact that the city of Weirton stood up and said, we're not gonna be pushed, so I appreciate you reminding everyone else who was involved in it. It was a major decision.
It's a new day from the municipalities.
It really, it truly is. We,
Our zoning ordinances and whatnot, they were.
at the first hearing, the oil and gas industry came in here and told our zoning board, we don't even need to ask for permission, we just thought we'd be nice to ask.
Pretty good.
Yeah, and they kept pushing the case. They couldn't wait to get in front of the West Virginia Supreme Court, because they wanted the West Virginia Supreme Court to decide that they could do whatever they want, and then every municipality had to follow on. Well, now they're panicking a little bit, so.
Well, again, I do appreciate the effort, because, that was gonna be a catastrophic mess up in that area.
It really was.
I appreciate everyone's effort. Diana?
I'm not feeling really bad, it's just nice to be back here in person.
Yeah, it's good to have you back.
That's right.
Alan, Public Works?
Well, how are you guys?
Hey, how you doing?
So as I said, the paving's done, both round 1 and 2. We'll be making the second portion payment after July. It's done except for the painting and the tar sealing at the end of the roads, and the in-house paving, we're still tinkering around with a few things, but the contracted work is done. We recently hired a new truck driver. We recently hired a new truck driver, 5 summer youth kids, and a few part-timers. We've also been working on Main Street, just to try to clean up, cutting, improving, for the upcoming events. So, just trying to make downtown look nice and keep up with all of our other work. So stop asking. Anybody else?
Any questions, Alan?
Alan, great job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, planning and development, Rich, I saw Rich here.
He was just here for the CBD.
Oh, okay. But good news is that, our development director, Mark Miller, came back to work today for half a day after being out, so it was good to see him, about 25 pounds less of him, but, it was good to see him back, and he'll be working, part-time until he's cleared by his doctor, so it was good to see him back. Mick is here, I believe, code enforcement.
Hey, everybody. So, good news, you'll be able to get your sheets copied soon. Construction is supposed to be turning over to management at the end of June, and they are scheduled to reopen back in July 16th. What is that?
Yeah, good money back. Good money back.
The code enforcement is just going smooth. It's still a little slow right now, but being down a couple employees, but we're still making progress. Questions?
How are they on the cut list as far as keeping up with the properties that are on there?
I'm sorry, you said.
How are we doing with the cut list, keeping up with the properties that are on there that need to be cut?
We're doing very well. We had Vince help us recorrect the signs so that way they can maintain on that list. And we can leave them another door hanger in case they don't show up to court again. So that way we don't have to keep going through the court process. So it'll speed up the progress for us.
You actually did an awesome job on that, too. Thank you.
Can we do it on site with violation or not? Just,
We can say people.
okay, on site.
But if they're not home or they're not there, then
If we post a summons on the,
What if you have no door to hang the door hanger on?
Tape it on.
Put a stake in the ground if we can hang it up.
Well, so I'm referring to the property down in King Street Bowl across from the church. I'm constantly getting calls on, it's a big property that grows up. The woman called me and said it was up to her neck. And I referred to the assistant city manager at the end that the lady is not a midget. The grass was high. So I didn't know what they were doing because people are complaining that we're only cutting it twice a year. And that's not enough. But it's not ours, it's somebody else's. What do we do?
So with that, all we can do is bring them to court one time now with a new summons. If from there, we can maintain it and make sure.
But if they don't even live here?
That's a constant battle that we face. So many properties are owned for people in California and out of state that we're constantly battling that.
We do place liens on it.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we have liens on the property, so when they try to sell it, or if somebody buys it at a tax sale, we get our lien money.
Well, while Nick's up here, just to remind council on this very subject, that next Tuesday, the 16th of June, at 6 o'clock, we're gonna have a hearing, a workshop, to discuss property maintenance. And Nick knows my frustration, just like all of your frustration. Okay, and these guys do a great job as the best they can. But your point is well taken, because a lot of people only cut their grass when they get told. And I always tell people, it's like at my house when I was a kid, my dad would look out the window and say, "You gotta cut the grass." Well, we become everyone's parent. Okay, and there's properties that Councilwoman Holloway, I know she hears about, and I hear about, that the next time the grass is cut is the next time that they go. And I think that we need to put some teeth in this, and we need to put a stop to it. So hopefully at the workshop, we'll have some discussion and talk about the legalese, what we can do legally. Nick, you said that you were gonna look into what other municipalities do. You know, the time it's overdue, because the problem is that they're spending so much time on grass and weeds that we don't have the manpower and we don't have the time to address some of the structures in this town. And we have got to come up with a solution to this, and that's why we wanted to have the workshop. So we all get in a room, Vince will be there, Dean, the city judge will be there. We need to talk about this, and we need to come to some resolution. It helps them, because they drive around all day, you know, looking at these properties and trying to figure out what to do with them. And their issue is what he had mentioned. A lot of these people don't live here. They go online, they see tax sales for a property, and they just buy it. And they have nothing to do with this city. So, you know, on the 16th, we're gonna have a serious discussion of what we can do so that we can try to resolve this issue. It's affecting every neighborhood in this community. So, but I appreciate the effort you guys are putting out, and I know you're short on manpower, but I know that you guys are out there working, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, the guys are doing a great job.
Yeah, and they are, and a lot of people forget, we have a lot of square miles to cover with not a lot of people. Right. So, you know, that's an important point, because there's a lot of houses that are in remote places that have terrible grass problems or whatever it may be. They're out there, you know, they're in neighborhoods, and they're out there in the country too, and so our guys, there's not a lot of them, so they got a lot to do, we have a lot of ground to cover. So you guys are doing a good job.
Where are we at as far as staffing? We short staffed, we need to hire anybody else, or is it just?
We're down 2 staff members right now. And Mark and I are discussing and making calls tomorrow.
Thank you, Nick. Appreciate the effort.
Appreciate that.
On the topic of that, just since we're on it, do you guys know if there's been any movement on the Powder Road house issue?
Yeah, it's been filed. Part of,
We have more windows falling in, that's why I ask, because it seems like they just, like Legos, they just pop out.
it's been filed.
Okay.
We talked about it regularly. So,
Oh, I got a question too. We filed for a nuisance for 3242 Elm Street.
Doing the public nuisance property that was brought to council, yes. And I believe, Nick, you had mentioned as well that 3242 Elm Street is due back for.
I don't think it's Wednesday, I think it's next.
It's the following Wednesday.
So you can just make email or coordinate it, so they try to come up with it.
Next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday?
One thing to keep in mind on these things is that once a case gets filed with a certain court, you know, it takes a while.
Then once they get like property.
It takes a while, and sometimes you have properties that people are still in, you know, and, that's the other part of that. It's a total frustration. It's a total frustration for the neighbors, and it stinks. But, again, once you get into the circuit court, you know.
It's not the first case that a judge wants to put on his docket.
Yeah.
No, it's a property.
Maybe that's
Another
what-
one's anybody's
I'm not
property.
criticizing the
Yeah,
circuit
it's,
court, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
just-
they
it's an
have
overloaded system.
3 murder trials, they're really not worried about that.
It's a hierarchy.
Yeah, and they'll set it for trial, and then they'll call a week before and say, listen, I got these 2 other emergencies I'm dealing with, I'm not gonna hear this case this week. And the people representing, you know, the lawyers representing the people whose house we're looking to do, know that. You know, there's no reason for them to push to get it involved, so.
That's, next Tuesday, 6 o'clock. All right, Chief Hemmelrick wasn't able to be here, and Tony's here from the fire department.
Chief Emmerich couldn't attend due to the scheduling change, and unfortunately, you guys are stuck with me. Just wanted to say, we really appreciate the support in purchasing the new gear. No major issues going on with the fire department at this time. Several training sessions were attended this year or this month by several of our department members. And we are getting into river rescue season, and currently, as we're speaking, our members are out on the river right now rescuing the boat that's jumping down. So everything seems to be on track right now. Any questions you guys have, I'd be more than happy to attempt to answer.
How's the County Road Fire Station about done?
It's very near to completion. Hopefully, it'll be ready to go as soon as those individuals are hired and we can move into there. So I think we'll be okay. Thank you.
Kathy, if you have a minute after the meeting,
Certainly.
talk to you.
Thank you.
Just on the, not so much the dam, but, Bob Hinchy, was, selected to serve a new 4-year term as a member of the Weirton Fire Service, Civil Service, Commission. Well, he's here today, so we appreciate you doing that for us, Bob.
Congratulations.
Okay, Chief Bush.
Evening. Just going through, excuse me, the numbers, we had 102 citations this month, 8 felony arrests, 59 misdemeanor arrests, 4 juvenile arrests, and we had 817 calls for service. The guys have been very busy, been doing a really, really good job. We've been trying to hit some of the spots that we've been talking about with the stop signs and stuff like that. I've got some extra patrols being done this month that are specifically gonna hit some of the areas that we've talked about. We're also, got foot patrol on the trail, and we're working on, the scheduling of getting the bikes out there, the bike patrol, but the guys have been hitting it at least 3 or 4 days a week. They've been getting a lot of really good feedback, from people they've been meeting. We've been trying to hit it at different times of the day too, so we don't hit at the same time, so, things are going well with that. And I was asked to, mention e-bikes. Does anybody have any questions about e-bikes?
Not so much the e-bikes, but I guess you would call them, what we would call mini bikes.
Yeah.
They're motorcycles, they have actual engines.
The ones that are considered pit bikes, I believe they make them at like 49 cc's. Anything over 50 cc's in West Virginia has to be registered, has to be street legal, has to be everything. If it's shaped like a dirt bike and it's gas powered, it's a dirt bike. It's over 50 cc's. But if it's like the little framed pit bikes, they're walking that fine line.
I mean, they're more like a kid's dirt bike, I guess you would call it.
Yeah.
No clue what the CCs are, but they're running the roads. I mean, is it legal even if they're under 50 cc's to be on the main roads?
Yeah,
Cause they're on the sidewalks, they're on the roads, they're on.
Electric, scooter,
Well,
stand up on.
to answer your questions, I would have to refer back to the code because they're under, if they're under the 50 cc's,
They're bicycles.
our hands are tied, a lot of them. Now, e-bikes, like we talked about, like I was gonna mention, they do not have to have any registration, they don't have to have helmets, they don't have to have a license, they don't have to have insurance, they have to have nothing. If you're 15 or under, you have to have a helmet. That's
So
it.
that would be the same as the scooters, the e-scooters.
The scooters are not considered bikes. I mean, the e-bikes are considered bikes.
Do they gotta go by the law? I mean, they go through one-way streets and.
Well, the e-bikes are treated like bicycles. I mean, bicycles have to obey the law. E-bikes fall under bicycles. So, yeah, so I mean, you see a lot of, we see a lot of e-bikes out there.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Yeah. Now with the dirt bikes, we're trying, I've stopped a couple myself, went and talked to their parents, you can't have them on the road. What my plan is if we see them, we're gonna tell them. We're gonna tell them, and their parents can be cited for letting them do it.
So the ones I'm talking about specifically for me are right at the intersection by Shop and Save going on to Palm Drive. There's someone that works on motorcycles
We have
there.
talked to that gentleman.
I've had them pull out in front of me personally many times to where my kids in the back seat got snagged on their seatbelts because I had to slam on the brakes.
We spoke with some individuals up there the other day and advised that they are not allowed to have those dirt bikes on the road. And if we see them out, we will tow them and we will cite them.
Because they go down Palm and just do what they want.
I've got that, and we've hit that area several times, and one of our guys saw them with their motorcycles before they were able to pull out, stopped and talked to them, told them to keep them off the road. I don't know if you've gotten complaints, I mean, it's been probably a week ago that they told them, so. But Marlin Heights, I see it, I hear it, so, if we see them, we will tell them.
How about even up at Marlin Heights Park, because I know I had a lot of calls that there were bikes going through the park recently with kids playing.
Yeah, I've asked the guys who do extra patrols in that area. What they're doing is they're going down to the pathway down by the, I guess it's called the Bird Sanctuary area. So they're cutting through there. They're young too. I did stop a 12-year-old ride and I told him to take it home. So he did. I don't know if he came out the next day or not, but he did. Yeah, so, but we're trying. I mean, we're trying to stop them so they don't get into an accident or hurt somebody.
So it's legal for them to run on the sidewalks?
E-bikes?
Anyway.
Yes, e-bikes can be on the road. I mean,
I've seen them on
it
the
says, the
sidewalk.
code says they need to be on a bike lane or stay to the far right.
They said they'd be the rules of.
They have to
rules of
obey,
the road.
they're considered bicycles in code, they have to obey the laws, the traffic laws.
Like I said, them scooters, do they stand up on them electric ones?
Yeah.
Do they have to have a helmet?
No.
And, you know, they ride right in front of people.
If we see it, we'll.
Yeah.
We'll, but we see a lot of them on the sidewalks, I mean, they're not
And then you have
illegal.
them electric bicycles now. God, they go 50 miles an hour.
There's 3 classes of e-bikes, and it just, none of them are illegal. It just classifies their speed and how they get, if they're a pedal assisted or not. So, but yeah, I mean, our hands are tied on some of it.
Once your parents pay a tow bill, that'll.
Yeah, I mean,
Next is
it's.
gonna charge them.
Yeah, and storage fee and everything else, so.
Have you gotten any calls for speeding in the Three Springs Drive complex down by like where, like the 2 dance studios are, Weird Fitness, anything like that?
We did about 2 years ago, and then they, remember with the ice, skateboarders and all that stuff were down there? But I haven't heard it.
Really?
Well, the thing, yeah. I mean,
The speed bumps aren't there.
Yeah, took them out.
Well, he usually takes them out
For winter.
for winter, and they haven't put them back, I haven't seen them back yet. But I've not seen as many kids congregate there either.
Well,
There's a sheet.
the only reason I'm bringing it up too, there's 2 dance studios there
Oh, yeah.
where I've seen kids walk
There's
out
cameras
front doors,
and license
and they
plate
go to their
numbers.
parents' cars, and people hot rod through there a lot. Believe it or not, sometimes Rick's on the treadmill and he can't run after him.
I don't believe that.
Faster.
I don't believe
He's
that.
trying faster.
One day.
Riding e-bike.
Is it possible to put a patrol there? Can we have
We
somebody
can
sit there?
control, we can check the parking lot, sure.
Especially the ramp to go back up onto Three Spring Drive. I've seen it.
It's gonna be worse when sheets open.
Yeah. Then we should stay ahead of it, right?
No, we want those.
You know,
Yeah, we want it open. We could have paid that 1.5.
That's right. If you can put a patrol there at some point.
I can ask, yeah.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Okay, Chief, thank you.
Jan? Chief.
Sure.
Just congratulations to the 2026 Weirton Youth Council. It was an honor to be part of the journey of the very first Youth Council. We had some really great kids that I do believe will emerge as leaders in our community. I don't think it will be the last that we hear from them, whether it be part of the next Youth Council or leadership when they go to the chamber. So just Layla, I wanted to mention them out: Layla Bale, Gianna Bonovich, Nathan Brady, Logan Cottrell, Adeline Enner, Abigail Galiptis, Jordan Jarvis, Ender Jones, Jordan Kondick, Jackson Selman, Violetta Turanian, Leela Weinthal, and Daisy Wood. Just again, congratulations to them. The 2026 Weirton Hall of Fame class has been announced. For those who have not seen it, for public service is John Charles Rico, Charles Chuck Savakis, and business and industries and professions is John J. Barnaby and Irene Markage Ninzak. And education and religion, Richard Rick Ryan, and sports and athletics is Melvin Lawrence Coleman Sr. and Mandy Carnes Ellison. So congratulations to all of the inductees to the 2026 Weirton Hall of Fame. The induction ceremony for this year will be Saturday, August 15th from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. at the Laudamus Security Building. And tickets are $40 and are available at the city manager's office in room 212 if anybody would like need tickets for that. Deadline to enter the pepperoni roll baking contest and bike decorating contest is this Friday, June 12th. There are some Juneteenth celebrations as West Virginia Day celebrations happening on the 19th and 20th. Please visit the City of Weirton website for their celebrations. And then our concerts have been doing great for Friday nights. We have doubled in attendance every time, so we look for them to increase. Our next two concerts is June 19th with Fleetwood to the Max, and June 26th with Matt Van Hossen, with put a little country kick to our city. Gates open at 7 and the concert starts at 8. And then last but not least, do not forget to join us on 4th of July for the Ultimate Weirton American 250 celebration on July 5th from 5 p.m. to 10 July 4th. I said July 4th. 5 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Is that it?
Yes.
Okay. Drew Coates is here representing Transit.
Mayor, Council, Kevin couldn't be here tonight, so he asked me to speak on his behalf. You got everything in this packet. Is there any questions for me? We did get three new buses that come in. The mechanics up in the garage are going through them before we accept them. That's just part of the protocol for us. So I don't think they found anything yet, but keep your fingers crossed, because we need to get those in service. So, thank you.
Yeah, one question real quick. Ask, did they get bike racks for these new buses or not? Like bike racks for new buses?
Yes, they're on it. Yeah. The ones we inherited from the Weirton Transit Corporation, they were removed, and I don't know where they're at. Kevin knows are the mechanics, but the new ones does have the bike racks.
All right, so thank you.
Sure.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah, I'm some.
Safety, like I say, for the ride them around.
All right, Postmaster Tony, Utilities.
I don't have much to report tonight, other than work at the sanitary board continues. We've reached substantial completion
and punch list items are now being completed, and we're working toward a certificate of final completion. There's some cosmetic work being done, paving, roofing, those kind of things. But substantial completion means that the major like accessories that were newly constructed are now used for their intended purpose. So treatment of sanitary flow has begun on the with the new installation. At the water treatment plant, work continues. We're about 89% complete, and work's continuing on a good pace. Other than that, I have nothing more to report with regard to the construction. Is there any questions?
You have the completion date.
At the water treatment plant?
Yes, sir.
Currently, the substantial completion is scheduled for July. The final completion is scheduled for August. Okay, thank you, sir.
Cody is here from,
Yeah, I'm gonna stay here if that's okay with you, got a lot going on back here. But I won't go beyond the written word too much. I do wanna mention a couple things. One, May 16th was a great day for the city of Weirton. We had stuff going on with the rededication of Margaret Manson Weir Memorial Park up on Marlin Heights, and then downtown that same day, Mike was representing us well at the Weirton Bondo tournament, and I'm sure he'll talk a little bit more about that. It was just a great day, a lot of activity going on, and we had park board people all over the place, so it was great. So you should be pretty proud of your Parks Department and everything that was going on there. We appreciate the youth council pitching in and doing so much, and I would be remiss not to thank Brandy and Dee, who make so many things happen for the city of Weirton. It's just ridiculous. So we appreciate their effort as well. And that includes the concerts also. So last week on Thursday, June 4th, we hosted the West Virginia Division of Highways as they took public comment on the bike ped plan. So that's bicycles and walkers. As we start to plan, the old plan was about 2017, so they updated about every 10 years. So a lot of good public comment. Going to share, we took good notes, and we're going to share that with the city manager so that he has that, and a lot of good comment. And also the West Virginia Division of Highways required to reach back out to all of us as well. So it went really good. We were excited about that. And on the last day of the month, we had a volunteer work day at Woodland Estates Playground. Jesse Keeter, Councilman Jesse Keeter put that together, and we were overwhelmed at the outpouring of support. 25 people showed up, gave about 4 hours of their Saturday morning for us. And to put that into perspective, that's roughly 75 to 100 man hours of work that we were able to accomplish in that one day. So when you have a staff of 4 people, getting 75 to 100 man hours of work done is a big deal. And I know it's not glamorous stuff. It was, Jesse will attest to that. It was not glamorous stuff. It was, it was not the stuff everybody wants to do. It's not the stuff everybody sees, but it extremely essential stuff. And we haven't had a good volunteer day like that in a long time. So we really appreciate the effort. We've got some planned improvements going on up there. We're going to put up some new basketball backboards and rims, and we're going to do some crack sealing and some striping on the existing asphalt. It won't be, it's not going to be top-notch A1 stuff, but it'll be playable and usable. We've also got some work going on at Aaron Davies Playground that we're going to be getting to in the next few weeks here. So we're pretty excited about what we're doing. I know the big stuff always kind of gets everybody's attention, but these little things are really hugely important to quality of life and providing quality recreation opportunities to people in our city. So you guys should commend Councilman Keeter and those volunteers for coming out here.
Thank you very much. It was a big day, right? Like you said, 25 people showed up. I got to see Cody in action. He was soaked with sweat, right? But all of us were. So one of the things I wanted to call out, I can't remember the kid's name. I apologize for that. Yeah. But at the very end, a young kid came up to me and he said, "Councilman Keeter, can we please do this again next Saturday?" And that was just overwhelming.
Yeah.
So I appreciate your help, and thank thank everybody that volunteered.
Appreciate it, thank you.
What time are you doing it on this Saturday?
I'll let you know. You can come to my house if you want.
One last plug, America's 250th birthday, July 4th. Dee's already told you about it. We want 250 units for 250 years, and you guys, we're way behind. So if you, first of all, I'm talking to you council people, get involved, be a unit in the parade, and get a friend or some organization that you know of. It doesn't take much. Put a trailer in there, throw some kids on it, and haul them down there and throw them in. It'll be a great time, I guarantee it. So let's beat the bushes and get some people out there.
Okay, one question. Where are we at with the pickleball courts for?
Oh, up at Marlin Heights, they'll be here. They're on schedule to be here this Thursday. Now that might not happen because the weather could screw up some things, but those will be done by the end of the month.
All right, thank you. Molly is here from the library. I'm Molly.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Council. We put out a bid on our roof because we had severe water damage that had to be taken care of. Out of 3 companies, we chose Coal Creek Roofing and Sheet Metal, and they're going to replace it in July. Electric O, that's a company owned by Dave Oseba, has replaced 3 outdated electrical panels, installed new outlets. The ladies were using breakers to turn the lights off. That's kind of scary.
Yeah.
So we had that taken care of. July 1, 2025 through April 2026, we had 154,457 overdrive digital items used. We had 564 no-fee notarizations, and we do not fine for books anymore. We just appreciate them when they bring them back. We've had a few that we've called. Our annual grant in aid from the West Virginia Library Commission has been completed on time. This is a large amount of funding and is contingent on multiple questions about library use pursuant to the West Virginia Code. We did come in on time, so we're proud of that one. The excess levy passing by 72%, a new record. The library is very excited. This money will be used by the 3 libraries in Hancock County. The board of directors very grateful for the appreciation of the community for voting for that. The library, a candidate. We are commissioned to have 5 members. We have been running on 4. And the last thing we did get 2 for and 2 against. So we were happy to bring the 5th person on. That would be Mark. Mark is a resident of Weirton. He is a businessman in Weirton. He has been a manager at, I think, Eaton Park. And the older members will know his mother, Linda. Linda has always worked in the city with different projects and volunteers. So we're very happy to have Mark coming in. July 1, we'll be bringing in our new director, Phil. He's excited to be here. He is making contact with our librarians through videos. He sends little screen thing shots and things like that. And he requested them to all send him a picture so he could put names to faces when he gets here. We're very happy that he's coming. Okay? And I'll be with him at the next meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Molly. Appreciate all the work. Before I let the city manager take over the rest of the time, I want to congratulate Councilwoman Holloway on getting her diploma in the Ohio Valley Leadership Group. When is that? It's Sunday. So that'll be at the Laudamus.
Yes.
Okay, so I want to congratulate you. A lot of work went into it. Okay. Floor is yours.
Okay. So, first of all, I want to thank Brandy and Dee. They're our weekend warriors, okay? Yeah. So if you see these cards out, they have all the different events on them. And those guys do a great job in organizing it. You can't imagine the amount of work and the calls and the paperwork that goes along with these events. But they do a great job, and I can't thank them enough. And so far we've had great attendance. I mean, record attendance. And if you look at the lineup, it's a pretty impressive lineup. So I'll give this back to you just in a second. So I just want to say thanks to them. I also want to say thanks to volunteer groups like the group that Jesse rounded up. That, you know, it doesn't take a lot of time to get a lot of people. So, right, Cody? If you got people they're going to send on a project, it's done 3 or 4 hours. You know, it's a great thing, and we've had some great volunteer groups. So again, thanks for those efforts. Otherwise, I'll get through some of the events and some of the things that I've been to this past month. Went to Weirton Medical Center for the Project Search graduation, and this is a program put on. It's a national program, nationally recognized, for students with the challenges and disabilities to transition into the workforce, and it provides them with internship opportunities. And there are several students from Weir that were there. Again, they'll be working at Weirton Medical Center. That is a great program, and I congratulate both the schools and the hospital for getting in on that. The Park Drive amenities are now working, so you're going to see a decorative fountain. It's a decorative fountain. It's not a water feature. It's not a splash pad. It is a decorative fountain, okay? If it was a splash pad, it has to have different water treatment, et cetera, et cetera. So news, please report that. It's not a splash pad. It's only decorative. But it looks great. And also we have a working fireplace there as well, which was a great amenity. Probably be more useful as the weather gets cooler, but it's functioning nevertheless. Talked about some disruptive activity type complaints. We did one in conjunction with Councilman Keaton Gardner, and that's about disruptive activity is kind of a code-driven way for people to address problem residents, whether it's code violations or crime. These are usually a combination of the two. We try to give the property, usually it's an absent property owner, but we still give the property owner a chance to come up with a plan to rectify that situation. In the past, we've had at least 3 different rental properties where we let the landlord know what was going on at their property and how it was being not maintained. And the landlord evidently evicted these people, came up with a plan, and brought some peace and quiet to a neighborhood problem. So that's one of the ways that we can kind of address some of these issues. I will say the disruptive activity is more crime-based as opposed to code-based, but they seem to go hand in hand, you know. So moving on, we went to a community event at the Fallsby, I guess that's the clubhouse over there. It's a community house, yes, thank you. Fallsby, sorry, Fallsby. But went to the community house for an event, and it was an interesting event. It was put on for local people to give their input on the relocation of the Market Street Bridge. If you look at the materials that were distributed there are probably 6 different alternatives as to where the Market Street Bridge could possibly go. This is a program that reaches out to citizens on both sides of the river, so the DOH has an idea as to what the preference of the community is relative to such an important thing. I mean, that's that's a 100-year bridge and a 100-year opportunity to build another great piece of infrastructure for our community. It's going to take time, but whatever you can do to participate in these things, you should do it. And we will be having other citizen and council participation with regard to the comprehensive plan. It's coming up. You know, this is our big project. Comprehensive plan has to be done every 10 years. We're going to do downtown plan, we're going to do recreation plan, and then a general comprehensive plan all into one thing. And we will have events like this usually at the Weirton Room at the center. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the Weirton HEPA 100th anniversary dinner. That was one of our community's most charitable and philanthropic organizations. They've been around for 100 years and have been feeding the hungry and helping the shut-ins for a number of years, among other things. So congratulations to HEPA. Weirton Bondo tournament. It was great to see the squared circle up again in the gym of MCC, and that was a great event. I didn't realize how Bondo has been around since 1969. If you don't know what Bondo is, it is a form of martial arts based in jiu-jitsu. I think it's Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Yeah, that thing, right? And and I have to recognize Cordell Blackshire. He's been the Bondo guy for forever, probably 50 years. But it was so good to see people in that gym and again see that squared circle out there, people getting together and really supporting. That too is almost a legacy program. So congratulations to Weirton Bondo for bringing it back to Weirton with a good Saturday morning. We're putting together the PRO contract for the 26-27 school year with Hancock County Board of Education. So, you know, we're gonna have that in place for another year, and it's gonna look, I believe it'll look a lot like it does now. Taking applications for building security team. Typically, these go to ex-law enforcement, military, who qualify for firearms, et cetera, et cetera. These are part-time jobs. We put together a lot of part-timers to get full-time coverage. So anybody that might be interested, talk to Chief Cush. Let's see, let's get that and talk about that. Paving is done. Paving is done for now, except for the small details. And I've had a lot of people tell me that the job was remarkable, and all you have to do is to ride around and see. They have covered a lot of ground this year. They really have. So congratulations to get that behind us, and hopefully now we can have kind of retime our paving cycles for years in the future. But they've done a great job. There was just some paving done up on North Main Street today. So again, there will be little jobs here and there. We do have some ability to pave in-house, as you may know. We also have a miller, so we might be doing some in-house paving as needed, but the bulk of the paving projects are behind us. Otherwise, as Chief Cush mentioned, we are stepping up patrols on dirt bikes on the city streets. You know, these kids are gonna have to push or haul those things where they gotta go. And I gotta tell you, I fear for these kids because they drive like they're riding them like maniacs, and they're gonna get hit, and it's very scary. And it's pretty scary to the people in the neighborhoods too, because these things are really loud. So thanks to Chief for stepping up on that. Had a meeting on the mural. Am I allowed to share this mural? Is it going to be a surprise?
It's a surprise.
Okay, never mind.
The BMW wants to be surprised.
Okay, all right, never mind. Get it. Nothing happening here. So Memorial Day was. Man, that Memorial Day service up at the honor roll up there for the Weirton Steel honor rolls. What a service that is, and what a powerful service that is too. It's quite amazing. Gabe Arlia never ceases to amaze me. He's 92 and he's still a color guard. Well, just God bless him. God bless them all. God bless them all. Hopefully we can get some work done on that memorial, get it kind of cleaned up if at all possible, sooner rather than later. Let's see what else we have. Trail users. If you haven't seen it already, there's weird police officers out there on the trail now, Panhandle Trail. So sometimes it's the cruiser, sometimes it's something, you might be on a bike or something like that, but let people know that PD is out there, and the people that are using that trail can feel a little bit safer, definitely. Otherwise, let's see, I can't talk about that. We're getting to the end here. Had a great city management meeting in Moundsville. Very well done down there. They have a new building down there. Awesome trip to Wheeling to celebrate the legislature's passage of a bill to support Purple Heart designated parking. Governor Morrissey was there. And I have to give a shout out to Deanne because she was the driving force behind that up here. So good job, good on you, Deanne. Way to get those Purple Heart signs in there, and Brandy too. And like I said, those guys they're rock stars in the community, most definitely. Let's see, working on the FOP contracts, also working on some the contract with the solid waste initiative as well. Last but not least, condolences to the George Ash family. George Ash was something else. He really was. He did a great job. He's a public servant and a soldier for his country. So thanks to George. That's it.
I served 12 years with George, and we butted heads quite a bit, but we always did it with respect. And so he'll be sad to miss you. So anyway, condolences to George and his family. Okay, Council, anything you'd like to add?
I just got two things. I just want to remind people, that the community bread basket is moving back downtown, as of July the 6th. It's a good place for it there, and I'd like to commend, Bill Lyman, who purchased the property and turned it over to the bread basket. And I think it will help a lot of people out. The location's good. It's the corner of the Avenue and Main Street, with the old Citizens Bank building. So that's one thing. The second thing is for Cody, silver belts.
Let me see what I can do. It's gonna take some work. It's gonna take some work.
That'd be awesome.
If you guys will fight in the Legends division.
Okay.
All right.
Go get my key.
Any other communication, council? Okay, entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Motion made by Councilman McConnell. Any questions on the motion? None, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Please stand and bow our heads. Dear Heavenly Father, open our eyes, open our hearts to the truth, kindness, and love. Amen.
Stacy.